Alrighty. Well, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Around Cranberry Township. As you probably know, I'm Dr. Bulow with Revive Upper Cervical Chiropractic, and today I'm hanging out with Julie Staley of the Heartprint Center here at the Regional Learning Alliance. So welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah. We were just chatting. We were walking around. You should see the inside of this place. I'm going to post some of the pictures we took on the Instagram page and the Facebook page. You'll be able to check it out later. But for those of you that do not know, Julie, how would you describe, introduce yourself and a little brief description of the center?
Sure. So I'm the assistant director of Heartprint Center, and part of what makes my job extra cool is that my mom is the director.
Fun stuff.
So my mom and I run the center together, along with 8 other teachers, and we have some special teachers as well that teach Spanish, art, and yoga. And then
Spanish, art, and yoga in an early development center.
Yep.
That's phenomenal.
Super fun. You'll see our teachers get in with the yoga as well. So the
Yeah.
children are doing it, but we enjoy it too. And we've been here, this is our 15th school year, so
Wow.
we're getting ready for number 16 next year.
That's cool.
We started out as one room with 5 students.
How about that?
And now we're up to almost 100 students throughout the week and
That's really
3
great.
rooms.
Yeah.
So we've really grown a lot. We're continuing to grow. We're kind of keep adding to our staff and looking at how we can use our spaces better.
Yeah.
And now our biggest thing is now expanding our outdoor spaces.
And actually, as we were chatting here, the kids behind the camera are walking outside.
To check the progress. The dozers are out there.
So what is this outdoor project you guys are doing? Because it is really, really cool.
It is pretty awesome. So when it's finished, it'll be about a quarter-acre sensory garden park. And it'll also include a certified outdoor classroom. Both of these projects are completely grant funded, and they are spearheaded by one of our parents. So she has 2 children with special needs, both have sensory issues, and so one of her biggest goals was to make sure that this was a space that really served children with different sensory input issues, but would also be used by other typical children as well. And so one side of the park is going to be a paved area, and there'll be stops along the way, different stations that have all been sponsored by different companies and businesses.
Oh, that's really great.
And they'll access the 5 senses. So there'll be a full garden space where the children can go in and help water the plants and taste the plants and eat the things that grow.
That's great.
There'll be a barefoot area where the children can take their shoes off when the weather's nice and walk through different textures.
That's really neat.
And there'll be a sound area where we've ordered these beautiful chimes that actually look like flowers, but each petal makes a different tone, so they can go and make music in that space. And then the other component is the certified outdoor classroom. We're hoping to have it certified through the Nature Explorer program. And there's no other certified outdoor classrooms in our direct area. There is 2, I believe, in the city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So we're excited to bring that out, and it'll be, they have a certain list of criteria, but there'll obviously be spaces for learning, so there'll be benches and tables, and then there'll also be a mud kitchen, which is one of the things we're excited for. So you can go and be creative, get messy, get dirty, and the stream that cuts through the space will be part of the water supply for that area.
That's something. There's like this running theme, like a heartbeat behind the center here, where, everything is very, very artistic, very educational, very tactile. They have animals, they have paintings, they've got hands-on everything in the center there.
Right.
It was really kind of impressive. What got it started? What was the vision behind it? What is the pulse behind it?
So we are a nonprofit. So when we originally received the funding to start the school, it came from an organization called Peace Links. And they actually were, the committee was getting ready to retire and dissolve the company. And so they gave us the balance of the funding that they had. And their whole goal was to teach children to resolve conflict peacefully, to treat others with respect and kindness, and really to just share love throughout the world. So when we started the seed of the school, which was the original director and my mom at the time.
Got it.
I was at Duquesne University when this kind of all started to come together. It was with that mission of just teaching children to love their world, love each other, be kind. And that's definitely a huge part of our programming now. And that's a lot of the reason that community is so important to us.
Yeah.
We work so much with parents, we work so much with those around us to be open, to be kind, to help each other as adults and then also as children, right?
And you guys have an event coming up. That was one of the reasons that we got connected is they have the Hero Fest, right?
Yes.
So tell us about the Hero Fest. How long has it been going on? When is it coming up?
Sure. So we have had 5 Hero Fests. And it's all about community involvement. So we have vendors from all over the Cranberry area, some that come from a little bit farther out, and they bring activities for children to do that are fun for the child, but they also give some real world exposure to the children. So if we had a chiropractor coming like yourself, you would kind of think of a way that you can show a little piece of your job to small children. And so maybe x-rays of bones or something along those lines. Right?
Feel what it feels like,
Exactly. So that it's a fun day for them. And then of course we bring in some of those other festival components, face painting, balloon artist, ride on train in the parking lot. We always have photo booths so we can get some fun photos. And this last year we started hair chalking, which is apparently a new fun thing. So you can get all colorful.
There you go.
We have a superhero outfitter station where children can get real capes and masks and get all decked out for the day. We'll have this year the 3 PJ Masks characters will be coming.
PJ Masks, I'll have to look those up.
Yeah, we haven't watched their favorite. I don't have any children yet, so I haven't watched. Can't say I've watched full episodes, but. And so they'll be doing dance parties every half an hour and then be around for photos and for meeting all the children.
When is this year's?
So it is March 23rd, so the Saturday after next, right around the bend.
Just a couple weeks. That's phenomenal.
And it is mostly a parent-run organization, so we have an awesome group of parents that are putting so much time and effort into making it awesome for the children and a great fundraiser for the school as well.
That's cool. That's very, very cool. Where can people find more information about the center? And I'll put the links associated with the video here. And by the way, and I forgot to mention this earlier, if you're watching this playback here, if you have any questions at all, please do ask in the comment section. I'm sure Julie can stop by and answer your questions. I will put up links to their Facebook page and their website, which I'm guessing that's where this information can be found.
So the event itself, you can purchase tickets on eventbrite.com. If you go to our website, you'll also find it there. So it's heartprintsed.org. And you'll also find information for our programs. So we serve children 2 through 6. And in preschool settings, we have a mommy and me come play with me. We do afternoon STEAM clubs, which are kind of more similar to signing up for like a gymnastics class or a swim class, but all within the STEAM realm of science and engineering, technology. And then we also offer summer camps. So all of that information is on our website.
That's great. Yeah, I saw they were building bridges. They were different, talking about engineering. I saw all these different types of bridges and everything else. It was really impressive.
All of our teachers kind of build off student interest. So whatever the kids are excited about, whatever they're into, our teachers are going to build on that, incorporate math and literacy right into whatever the kids are pumped about, so they stay excited about learning.
We were talking about that earlier. Julie and I were just on different education theories and how you were saying, you could say we're going to talk about apples today and the kids could not really care anything about apples, but if they care about dinosaurs, then they're digging through sand right now to find dinosaurs. And I was telling Julie that I was actually homeschooled growing up, and it was the same sort of way. If you were into cars, then you would take the next month or two, get a bunch of books on cars, and in doing that, you're going to learn a little bit about history. You're going to learn about combustion. You're going to learn about architecture, but like design. You're going to learn a lot about a lot.
So much comes from it
if you just dig into the topic at hand.
And that's a lot of the method behind how our teachers will start a study is just books. Printing pictures offline, printing out some facts, getting as many books in the library as you can, and just sitting with the children and just having some organic investigation and see what stands out to them.
That's really cool.
An adult brain might tell you one thing, but the children might be completely focused on something else. So it's so important to hear what they're saying and not be stuck in that mode of like, well, I need to teach them how to count to 10 before this date. If you introduce cars and they're totally into the wheels, they're going to figure out how to count to 10 because they want to count the wheels. So
that's
just
true.
Being there to kind of foster learning versus that direct instruction.
And it just seems like everything, and it's really cool because it's branded and you guys are in the heart of the Regional Learning Alliance, which is just a great facility for progress and learning and everything. So that's really fantastic. One of the just last couple things before we go, I always ask the question, I think it's kind of curious, obviously what gets people started into it, which we heard that story, but for you personally, what keeps you in it? Obviously it's a family business, but you don't always have to join the family business, so it's got to be something that what made you stick around for it, I'll say, and be a part of it, and what keeps you coming back? Because like any business and industry, it's not always easy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of paperwork and logistics and things, I'm sure, in this world.
Some late nights and some Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah. So what is it that you enjoy most about the work that you do?
Sure. And I actually did. Fresh out of college, I taught here for a couple years, and then I left. And I taught elementary school in Atlanta, Georgia, and then in Pittsburgh.
Got it, yeah.
And then after a few years, I came back, and I've been here now. This is my 4th year back.
Yeah.
And so it's funny that you mentioned that, because it really was, I had to decide what was going to be the best choice, and it really was. So part of the reason I love being here so much, and I like coming to my job, and I put so much time and effort into it, is really just seeing the growth of our children, seeing the appreciation from the parents, seeing the dedication of our staff, are things that are just so inspiring. And it makes me realize that even in early learning, when the children are so young, we're setting such a groundwork that they're going to carry through their life.
It's everything, man.
Yeah, and it really is. And it's just so apparent through the children, the staff, the parents, that I know that my job's important.
That's
and I know that having this center, and maybe someday centers, is really impacting the children in the community around us.
That's
setting them up for future success.
Heck yeah, man. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Any last words to those hanging out with us today? We really appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you being here, Julie. But any last words for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, even if your child is not early learning age, we're really wanting to be involved in the community and helping out. We're a nonprofit, so we know that it's important to us to ask favors. There's sometimes that we need help with something, so even something with our sensory garden, we know a couple times a year we're going to need people to help us with the garden. So if you're a gardener, get in touch with us. You don't have to have a 3-year-old child, or if you're someone that has a skill set, if you're a dentist and you want to come teach the children about dentistry, we always have an open door for people that want to come be a part of the program, and we also want to be helpful as well. So our children are involved with things like making dog treats to take to shelters. They make bird houses that we hang up. And so if your business or if your family has a need, feel free to reach out to us. And whether our adults can help or if we can have the children be a part of it, we'd love to do that. That's really phenomenal. My ideas are going through my brain right now. So we're going to close this interview down so I can talk about some of those ideas. I got some ideas but otherwise, thank you so much. And thank you guys for hanging out. As I may have mentioned earlier, please share the video. If I didn't mention it already and you're still hanging out with us, please share the video. You never know who would benefit from this. Maybe their kids, or maybe they have a business that has resources and things like that. And like I said before, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, thanks again for joining us. Julie, thanks for hanging out with me today. It's always fun. Anytime, right? And we will see you guys around Cranberry. We'll see you next week. Bye now.